All right, let's get into it. Today, we're diving into a really powerful story about the bond between a boy and a Saurus crane. It's a story that, honestly, makes you think about what it truly means to be a family.
So, at the very heart of this story, we have two friends who are just inseparable. First, there's a boy named Tintin, who grew up in the jungle, and then there's a Saurus crane he raised from a chick who he calls Chinku. For these two, family wasn't about blood or species, It was all about love and the life they built together.
But, as we're about to see, their incredible bond is going to be put to the test. We're talking prejudice, we're talking deception, and a really heartbreaking choice. So the big question is, can a friendship this special really survive everything the outside world is about to throw at it? Okay, let's jump right in. The interesting thing is, our story kicks off not with a happy meeting, but with a really tough goodbye. Now this part is so important. It shows Tintin's completely selfless love. He knows, deep down, that Chinku belongs with other cranes. So even though it's killing him, he encourages his best friend to go join a passing flock. He tells him to go live his real life, even if it means they have to be apart. But joining the flock isn't the warm welcome Chinku was probably expecting. The other cranes, they're instantly suspicious. They don't see Tintin as a loving father figure. To them, he's just some hunter's child, and they think he must have had some sinister reason for raising Chinku. They just can't wrap their heads around their bond. So while Chinku is dealing with rejection from his own kind, a totally different, life-changing challenge pops up for Tintin back in the jungle. Just like that, completely out of the blue, a man shows up. He finds Tintin and makes this absolutely shocking claim. "Tintin, I am your father." He says he's been searching for his long-lost son for a whole year, and he's finally found him.
And this just perfectly lays out the impossible spot Tintin is in. On one hand, you have his jungle family, Chinku, and his other good friend, Rabbit. But on the other hand, here's his actual biological father promising him a whole new life. He's completely torn between the family he chose and the one he was born into.
Just as Tintin is digging in his heels saying he won't leave without Chinku, a messenger crane arrives. And here's the twist. This crane has been manipulated by that suspicious master of the flock, and he delivers a devastating lie. The message says that Chinku is happy now, that he doesn't want to be with Tintin anymore. And for Tintin, that's just a gut punch. So completely heartbroken, believing Chinku has rejected him, Tintin finally agrees to leave the jungle with his father. But he isn't walking into a new life. He's walking straight into a trap.
As soon as they get to his father's house, something is immediately wrong. The first thing Tintin sees is a really unsettling sight. The whole place is just filled with empty cages. And right away, he asks his dad, why are all these here?
And the answer he gets is just chilling. His father confesses the truth. He's not just a long-lost dad, he's a hunter. The exact thing the other cranes were so afraid of.
So get this. This was all a setup. The father reveals his whole calculated plan. He intentionally left Tintin in the jungle so that the boy would become friends with the animals, earn their trust. The final step? He wanted Tintin to lure his friends, 3 at a time, back to the house so they could be trapped.
But Tintin is not going to betray his real family. No way. He stands up to his father, flat out refusing to do it. And for that loyalty, for that bravery, his own father locks him up in one of those cages.
Meanwhile, back in the jungle, all those lies that tore our friends apart, well, they're starting to come undone, and it's setting the stage for one incredible rescue mission.
Rabbit, Tintin's other close buddy, manages to find Chinku, and he sets the record straight. He tells him everything. That Tintin never wanted to leave, that he was crushed by that fake message, and in that moment Chinku realizes he was tricked by his own flock's master. Chinku is furious, and he is determined to save his friend. So he rallies the troops. And look at this team, the Saurus flock, who finally get the truth. They join forces with Rabbit. And they even manage to recruit the mighty elephant and rhino for some extra muscle.
This wild alliance travels all the way from the jungle to the hunter's house, and trust me, they are not there to talk. This is a rescue mission, and they are ready to bring Tintin home.
They find Tintin trapped, and they do not waste a second. The elephant just steps right up, wraps its powerful trunk around the lock, and with one massive twist, just rips it right off the cage. Just like that, Tintin is free.
The hunter hears all the noise and comes running in, but he is no match for this crew. First, the Sarus cranes swarm him, pecking at him. Then, the rhino gives him a powerful charge that sends him flying through a window. And right in the middle of all that chaos, Tintin hops on the elephant's back and together they make a run for it.
And what a return it is. When the rescue team gets back to the jungle, all the other animals are there waiting, cheering for Tintin's return. He's not an outcast, he's not a hunter's son, he's one of them. He is finally home.
And right in the middle of it all, we get this beautiful moment. Tintin and Chinku, finally reunited. They just hug, and all that pain from the lies and the separation, it just washes away in tears of pure joy. Their friendship didn't just survive, it came out so much stronger.
So this story leaves us with a really powerful question to think about, doesn't it? Who is our real family? Is it defined by blood? Or is it defined by love, by loyalty, and by the bonds that we choose to build for ourselves? Tintin's story seems to suggest the answer isn't in a house full of cages, but in a jungle full of friends.